watching Vulnerable TV. This is the first coffee talk of 2016.
It is.
And today I'm here with Mimi Ro.
Hi,
She's
everyone.
a South Korean American country singer. And today we're here in, what is Holly's Coffee in Itaewon, Seoul. For those of you who know Itaewon, Seoul is that, it's over here by the army post of Youngsung. But besides all that, today we're here with my guest and we're going to talk to her about her country singing music career. All right. So, Mimi, is anything else I left out?
No,
okay.
That was fantastic.
Right.
Thank you.
So, why country music?
It's definitely not a direct path, if you will. Like, you hear a lot of people in country that say, oh yeah, I was raised on this. My granddad was always singing me these songs. That's not exactly the case in my case. It's kind of roundabout. Really what I loved starting as a child was musical theater. And I remember I have those very early memories of seeing Oklahoma and Annie and just being like, oh, what is this? I love this. And that's what I did my entire adolescence, and it's what I studied in university as well. And now I might get in trouble with some of the country music people and some of the musical theater people for saying this, but I kind of feel between country and musical theater there's a lot of parallels. It's kind of sounds strange, but like I think a lot of the if you're looking at it from a vocal technique standpoint, a lot of it's placed very high in the mask, like a very pingy American sound.
Yeah.
And I think they're both quintessentially American musical genres. Do you know what I mean? The Broadway stage and country music are both very American forms. And I think as well in both of them there's an element of storytelling as well. You know, obviously like in musical theater you're standing up as that character telling your story and who you are. And I think in a good country song it's something, again, it's a story, it's something very raw, very gritty, very real, coming from a place in your gut that's very emotional. Like
the ones that say they lost their dog.
Yeah.
It knows that's the dog. We feel that, like, I feel like I lost my dog too, man.
It's a very honest form of,
very honest.
You know.
Very honest.
So like that's the first thing. I started out in musical theater, and then when I think about it as well, growing up in my house, there was a lot of Neil Young, there was a lot of Peter, Paul, and Mary, there was a lot of Joni Mitchell being played.
There's all country singers.
They're more on the folk side of things,
okay.
But I think, and again, I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm not saying like folk and country are the same thing, but certainly,
they got some differences.
Being exposed to that as a child kind of like familiarized me with kind of that like storytelling, more acoustic side of music. Yeah. And then when I was in Ireland, they have a fantastic music scene there. You know, like they have this Irish music that's been played for many, 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 many years. And you walk in these little pubs that just have these informal sessions with like guitar and fiddle and flute and concertina. And I think that really is where I got my appreciation for kind of that like string instrument-based acoustic music. And then when I started playing guitar, I just found that it was the country tunes that really suited like my playing style and the stuff that I kind of like to sing on guitar.
Right.
Because like, you know, like coming from musical theater, sometimes but not always, it tends to not work to sing show tunes on an acoustic guitar. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't really work. Again, not always. I don't get in trouble, but it tends to not work. And I just found like when I went from what I knew in musical theater to taking my skills onto acoustic guitar as country, that was just the perfect fit.
Perfect fit.
Yeah.
You're here in Korea doing it.
Yes.
What are like your goals with doing country music while here in Korea?
Like for me, it's certainly not about being famous, you know, and as weird as it sounds as a musician, to become super, super famous would almost be like the worst case scenario. Just because like, I can't imagine anything worse than like that idea of loss of privacy.
Yes.
Like you go out in the morning for coffee and like dispatch jumps out from the bushes, like awful, 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 awful. But
so you want to be like indie level?
If I could just get to the point where in Seoul, among the musician scene in Seoul, if I can be respected and at the same time somehow just have just enough of an income where I can have a nice apartment and just live comfortably and just do what I love, that would be enough for me.
Okay, that's real humble of you. Yeah, not everyone wants the fame. It comes with a lot of headaches, like you said. You lose your privacy and whatnot. So that's one of your goals. So what's another one you have?
Well, kind of the goal for this year is an album.
Okay.
Yes.
And are you working on one right now?
I am indeed, yeah. Yes.
Any suspected release dates?
Oh. Well, see, like the idea has kind of gotten more. Like I started by saying, oh, just an EP by this summer. But now that I thought, like, I'm not gonna do an EP. I'm gonna go for an album. So, like, realistically, very early in the game, I would say maybe by like late autumn.
Late autumn.
Yeah. Just because, well, if I had done an EP, I would have just gone with like 5 tracks of my own. Okay. But then, kind of like what I'm all about doing. Quite often with the music projects that I take on, I don't want them to just be about me, but about people that I really admire and enjoy playing with. So I got the idea, I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, like if I'm doing this anyway, why not do a few duets with musicians that I really admire and that I really enjoy working with, you know? Because like, I mean, like, the way I see it, like those musicians, in a way, they are part of me too. If I play with them so much, and if I'm around them so much, of course they influence my music.
Right.
So I approached 3 artists, Alex Kim, T.C. Costello, and John Patrick Starling, and I asked them, like, hey, listen, will you write with me a duet for my album? And they said, of course.
Are they here in Korea?
Yes. So that already extended the project by 3 tracks. And then I started looking at some of the original songs that I had ready to go that were going to go on there, and I thought about what they represented, and kind of the idea right now that, again, extended this a little bit further is what I write about, and like, I mean, I'm not the first person to say this, I think this go for a lot of people, but like, I draw from experience, I draw from like vignettes and images of things that I've seen and done, and the tracks that I already had laid down, I thought about it, and they really represented like different stages up to where I am now. Like, for example, one of the recent songs that I wrote, Sparklin' Bright, was kind of like almost a thank you song to everyone who got me to where I am right now. And so I thought, like, well, what if I did this? What if like the first like 7 tracks were started from like childhood, going through high school, university, my time in Ireland, down to now. And like, they wouldn't be literal biographical songs like, oh, when I was 7, you know, but like each track would kind of like draw from feelings of each part of my life and just work to the present.
Did a song before, it's called Juicy Love, you know. You know, we might can be able to work with each other, make a country style. I'm all for that, you know. It's pretty legit. I'll let you listen to it later. Juicy Love.
It's on tape, so I'm gonna remember.
Juicy Love. This is a hot track. We could probably make it a country version. I'm all down for it. I wear a cowboy hat and all that. I'm from the South. I can pull it off. All right. So, talk about your goals. So, like with anything that you have a passion about, like music. There's points where you have those down moments. Those points where you just say, I want to just give up. Fuck this shit. It's not working. But what do you do to motivate you to keep on going and pursue this?
Any of my close friends who know me will tell you this, that like, I am a huge believer in the power of like positive thinking and gratitude. You know, like, I feel like appreciation and like just gratitude for what you have is an incredibly powerful thing. Because I kind of believe that like the more that you feel thankful for, like the more of that thing that you will attract in your life. And the same thing for the things that you feel positive and joyful about as well. And I just am a very, very big believer in holding those 2 like principles. Like, really, there's no bad gigs, and I think that's one of the big differences.
Now, like, that's a positive way to look at it, because I have some friends who's artists, and they'll say they have some bad gigs. But that's like you looking at, can you learn from them, right?
Yeah.
You learn from them regardless. So that's a good positive way to go on about it.
And you know what? Even if I show up on like a strange little like weeknight gig, and I show up and there's like 5 people, the way I think is like, do you know what? This is like a fantastic dress rehearsal. And if anything as well, like sometimes those gigs are my favorite, because if those 5 people happen to be quite engaged, what you get is like this really nice kind of like question and answer dialogue where you get to interact with them more, and and they'll give you feedback, and they'll tell you, oh, I really like this part of the song because, you know, and ask you questions to get to know you as an artist. So sometimes those little gigs can be my favorite.
It makes a lot of sense because now it's not a big crowd, so they don't feel intimidated to come talk to you. Say, hey, look, I like this part of your song. I think you should do this, and that's awesome feedback for you.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
And as well, like I think it's just quite like it takes a lot of moxie to call a gig a bad gig, just because there are some people out there who would wait years to get any chance at all.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So if I have an opportunity to like present something new to the world, I think it's very audacious to call that a bad gig.
Right.
You know. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you.
very humble. You're very down to earth, and that's how artists, the good ones, are normally. Staying humble, staying down to earth, being appreciative of anything that they can get, because.
Appreciation is so important, man.
Yeah. That's real good. So with that type of attitude, I can see you going real far here. So like, how has since you've been in your career with your music, how has it been? Have you been going up with it, down? Like, what's the progression of it?
Yeah, like, you know what? Like, I don't want to jinx myself by saying this, but it has been consistently upward.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what I've done, who up there is looking for me, but like it's kind of like it's just been this really funny thing of like, you know, I'll go to this gig, and at this gig there happens to be this person that's sitting there that gives me their card that wants me to play this gig, and at this gig I meet the next person who offers me this opportunity, you know.
So it's just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it's almost just like I'm on this little pathway where doors just open. Yeah.
So I guess you could say for those who are interested, like they have to get themselves out there, like and I say that to a lot of people too, even related to YouTubers or whatever. Like you have to get out there.
Sure.
It's like people are not gonna know who you are unless you are putting yourself out there. And some people are afraid of that exposure. They're afraid of getting turned down. They're afraid of negative feedback. But you show that, look, you just gotta take it, run with it, learn from it, and you never know who's in the crowd.
You never know. Oh my God, you never know.
Who's in the crowd.
You never know.
And that's how you've been getting these other little gigs after each gig and each gig, because they see you. So that's real good. I'm happy for you. I'm looking forward to hearing your album. It's gonna drop.
To backtrack just slightly, how you talked about like people who are like afraid of like getting their stuff out there, you know, who are afraid to take that first step.
Right.
I would say like one of the big changes that came to me, I think in 2015, and I don't want to sound like a jerk for what I'm about to say, but something that I learned in 2015 is that I've stopped caring about disappointing people or letting people down. Like, I mean, I always try to be the best person that I can. And am I always open to constructive feedback? Yes. But at the same time, like, I've learned to do what comes in my best interest. And if maybe, like, I release a song out there that is not as well received as I was hoped, of course I take that on board and I think, okay, why didn't that work out?
Right.
But I certainly don't take it personally, you know, and I don't think like, oh God, they didn't like it. I just think, oh well, you know, too bad. Next time I'll figure out a way to make it work, you know. And I just thank you so much for those of you that have come to my gigs. Thank you. I'm guessing down in the info box we'll be putting all of my social media links.
Everything will be down there and below.
So just please keep an eye on those. I really appreciate it. And yeah, just thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting Nola as well.
Nola, baby.
We really appreciate your views and your time, so thank you.
And just to give a quick shout out, so for those of you who know, I have my own little sock company called Kimchi Socks, where you know we take care of your gift giving needs when flowers and candy isn't enough, and you can check out the link in the description box below. Check out Kimchi Socks, check out Me Roll, check out Nola TV, and it's Nola, baby.
Bye.
Good interviewer.
I don't feel uncomfortable on camera at all.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I know. I already know.
Yeah.
I already know. That's good. Some people be like, oh, what do I do with my hands? I'm like, put them down. I don't know. Like, shit. What you gotta do with your hands? Like, what the hell? It's Nola, baby.